everyone, we're back for another workout of the day. Today is an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible in 22 minutes. It is called Strawberry Guava, and it consists of 20 ab twists, 10 goblet squats, 20 kettlebell swings, and 10 ab rollers. And every time you complete that 2 times, then you're gonna do 30 double unders or 60 singles. So we're gonna go through all those movements and the modifications, and then you can get started. Okay, so the first movement we have is going to be our ab twist. So the important thing to remember doing the ab twist is you want to keep those abs engaged the whole time. So we are going to set up with our legs crossed. We're going to come back leaning slightly, so we're creating a nice V shape with our body, really engaging that core, and we're going to go back and forth. Now, if you're ready to add a weight, you can go ahead and use a dumbbell or a plate or a slam ball or any kind of weight that you have. If you don't have a weight and you want to challenge yourself just a little bit more and you have some bands, you can go ahead and sit down on the band. And you'll have to do one side at a time, so 10 on each side, and just pull the band, really squeezing those abs as you go back and forth. So if you're having some stability issues with going back and forth with the weight, you just feel like you can't balance correctly, part of that has to do with we have to strengthen that core just a little bit more. So if you're struggling with that, you can go ahead and put one heel, just one, on the ground lightly, just for a little bit more stability, so that you're really concentrating on the abs and not anything else. But again, just a sign of a weak core, which is why you're tuned into this channel. Okay, so that's our ab twist. The next movement is going to be our goblet squat. So let's go over the proper squat movement first. We're going to be about hip width apart with our legs. You can be slightly wider depending on your body structure, right? So we're going to point our toes slightly outward, because what we want to do is we want our knees to come out as we come down and not forward or in. So keeping your chest up the whole time, especially when you have that weight for the goblet squat. Again, we're going to come down, and we want to come down to at least parallel. So that means that this leg is parallel, this part of our leg is parallel with the ground, and that is as low as high, I guess, we want to be. But if we can get below parallel, even better. This also has to do with mobility in your hips and knees and ankles. So if that's something you need to work on, take note of that. And I do have some stuff posted on working on hips and ankle mobility as well. So we want to keep our feet flat on the ground at all times. So if you find yourself rolling up onto the balls of your feet, this could be mobility issues, or it could be that you are pointing your toes forward and your knees are coming forward, because you're automatically going to rock forward when your knees are coming forward. So that's why we want our toes to be slightly pointed out and our knees to go outward, keeping our feet flat on the ground the whole time. Make sure you extend fully upward and get that lockout at the top. So with the goblet squat, we're going to use our weight. We're going to hold it. We can use a kettlebell, a dumbbell, a wall ball, slam ball, any sort of weight you want to use. And again, we're keeping those knees out, that chest up, and coming completely straight down and up. Another thing you can do, if you have bands, you can do like a front squat with the band. So we're going to just hold it up here, come down, keeping that chest up, just adding a little bit of weight. You can also put it on your shoulders here, And again, coming down like so. Or you can just do air squats if you're just not ready for weight yet. Okay, next movement is going to be our kettlebell swing. So again, we'll go over the movement first. We're going to be about slightly wider than hip width apart. We are bringing our hips back. So we're not bending anything but our hips right now. Our knees are going to come back to a slight bend as we come back, but we're hinging at the hips. We're keeping that chest up. And this is where we want to be when we're back. So you see my knees are slightly bent. I'm hinging at the hips. I'm keeping my chest up. When we bring our hands back, we want to touch the outside of our wrist to the inside of our thighs. That's where we know that's like the sweet spot of the kettlebell swing, right? So if we're touching anywhere above that wrist, it could be one of two things. You could be coming back too far, which we want to avoid, or we could be squatting down. I see that a lot. No squatting. It's not a squatting movement. So in order to bring the kettlebell up to about eye height is where we want it, we need to have a strong swing forward. So we're hinging at the hips and really thrusting forward, and that momentum is gonna bring the kettlebell where you want it. If you find yourself only coming to here, really try to engage all these muscles here. It's not a pull with the arms, it's a movement, a leg, glute movement that we are really thrusting that kettlebell upward. So with the kettlebell, looks like this. And again, we want to go about eye height with the kettlebell. Okay. So if you don't have a kettlebell, but you have a dumbbell, you can use that as well. Just grab the top of the dumbbell and bring back, and it's going to be that same movement. If you don't have, you have some bands you want to use, or you're new, you don't feel comfortable with weight yet, you can step on top of the band, and you're going to pull it through your legs, and you're going to grab it here, and you're going to do the same movement just with the band. And with all of those things, you want to squeeze those glutes at the top of the swing. Okay. The next movement is going to be our ab rollers. If you don't have an ab roller, I suggest you get one. It is an awesome ab exercise, super cheap, great for a home gym because you can just throw this thing in the corner. Okay, so we want our feet to be crossed. We're going to roll forward until we come out to straight without touching the ground. We don't want to come out and just lay on the ground. We want to really engage our core, holding it out there, rolling it back, using those abs to move it back and forth. If you don't have an ab roller, not ready for an ab roller, there's two modifications you can do without anything, right? So you can either be on your knees and come out and reach to the top and come back in and just switch hands. You can also do that standing up. So you can walk yourself out, walk yourself back in, like so. You can also use a band the same way. So either on your knees or standing, you can use the band just as a little bit more resistance, squeezing those abs all the way. You can also use your med ball and roll out and roll back in. It's a little bit of more of an awkward movement because you're leaning on the ball and trying to roll it. You can do that with a slam ball as well. Okay, so that's all the movements in the workout, right? And then after you complete 2 rounds of that, you're gonna do either 30 double unders or 60 single unders. So double unders with a jump rope, you're gonna jump rope, passing that rope under your feet twice before landing. If you're not ready for that, you can just do regular jump ropes, just passing under once, and just do that 60 times. Or you can do jumping taps to stimulate the movement. It's going to be 60 of these, so you're going to jump, tap, twist, in a continuous jumping movement. Okay, and if you're just not feeling that, you can also do 60 ball taps as well. And again, we want that continuous movement. Or I'll even give you another one. You can do mountain climbers. So we want to make sure our back is straight and low, no butt in the air, and go back and forth, do 60 of those. So that is the workout.